Everybody's saying, oh, AI can do everything for us. You could build a website that sells whatever you want in 1 hour or two. Can you get the clients to buy from you? And that's the biggest question today, and that's what we do.
You're focusing on industrial companies. Is there a reason for that?
The new buyer is a new species called AI. It will build its own criteria based on the food that it eats. A lot of industrial companies have very little of that food available for AI to consume.
So you're helping these companies update themselves to be able to be more relevant via the internet.
I think there's two currents right now. It's the original intelligence that has a brain and it's real and it has blood flowing through its veins, which is humans. And we have artificial intelligence, which is guiding humans to decide what they want to buy.
Hey everybody, welcome to the show. My name is Andres Figueira, and I'm going to be your host for the day. This show is brought to you by the Global Talent Company, helping fast-growing teams hire exceptional remote talent from Argentina, South Africa, and beyond. We connect companies with world-class professionals who bring skill, reliability, and a global perspective to every role. And just for our listeners, we're offering an exclusive 10% discount on your first hire. All you need to do is visit globaltalent.co, click Start Hiring, and mention the podcast listener discount when we reach out. And today with me here, I am speaking with Pablo Hernández, CEO and founder of Ingenia, a full-service agency for creative and technology projects from advertising to web development and digital marketing. So with that said, Pablo, it's a pleasure to have you on the show, man. How are you doing?
Yeah, Andres, I'm doing great and very excited to be here and just talk about the revolution we are living today. I feel like, I started my company when I was 14 years old. So I've been doing this for 30 years. I'm 46 today. But I'll tell you, when I started my company, it was back in the early days, back in the 1994, 1995. And it was very exciting because we moved from, computers that had blank screens with terminals and just coding and prompts to the mouse, graphic user interfaces, and then the internet. Which became extremely exciting because everybody wanted a website. Everybody wanted to get on board of that train. And I feel what's happening today is very much the same excitement that happened with e-commerce or the first, first companies starting to do their Facebook pages and then their YouTube channels. And today, everybody is trying to understand how to use AI, how to be more proficient, how to market. And it's just very exciting times for everybody who's on board this train.
No, I must say AI is a beast in and of itself, just because I have never seen anything that is updated so quickly. And I am almost certain that it's the AI updating itself, analyzing, and people using it to just make better improvements. And that way it keeps on progressing. And it's hard to keep up, honestly, but with how fast things are moving. But then, Pablo, would you be able to tell us a bit more about Ingenia per se and what the company does in your own words?
Sure. So basically, we started building websites 30 years ago. That was our main business. And then we evolved into being a full-service AI and marketing consultancy. So today, clients will come to us, and we're very proud. We've served amazing brands like Coca-Cola, Visa, Toyota, Lego, and we help a lot of companies, and we've gained a focus in helping industrial companies from everything from their storytelling, how they connect digitally to their clients, how to attract more clients and turning them into magnets. Because I'll tell you one thing that's extremely complicated today. There is such an ease to start a company today in the world. There's so much venture money. There's so much maturity. It's so easy. Like my 11-year-old kid told me, Dad, it took me like an hour to build a website, right? When I was 11 years old, you had to code it by hand, HTML. I mean, it was just really hard to build a website. And now, like he's like that, it's easy to build websites, right? Yeah, but it's hard to sell. It's harder than ever to sell because anybody can think of an idea and tell me, Andres, if you tell me you want to create the next Uber, man, I'm sure with AI, you could build a iOS, Android app, you could build a website, and you could have an app that could be even better than Uber with AI, and you could build it in one day, right? The thing is distribution, selling, getting the network of drivers, going through getting the customers. That's where the challenge lies today. So everybody's saying, oh, AI can do everything for us. Yeah, of course it can. You could build Airbnb. I mean, you could build Amazon, right? I mean, you could build a website that sells whatever you want in 1 hour or two. Can you get the clients to buy from you? And that's the biggest question today. And that's what we do. We help companies tell their story better so that they can become market leaders and attract more clients. And this is a massive challenge for many companies today. It's not easy to get clients. It's not easy to be heard with so much noise, so much influencers. I mean, I'm blown away with the amount of people that have more than 1 million followers on Instagram or TikTok. It,
Yes, a
it's
million. A million is the new 1,000 people that are
yeah.
following you. It's like normal now.
So
but
the
but
last number I heard was 40 million people
oh
have
my
over
god.
1 million. It's
No,
like,
but
yeah,
but I do relate with what you're saying, Pablo, because it is crazy how easy it has become. Like, I'm making websites for fun, just to practice and understand how I'm doing with AI. I'm making music websites, whatever pops into my head. I'm trying to make it a reality via AI. But then there is this gap that you mentioned, that it's possible for anybody to make anything. But if you're not able to distinguish yourself from the competition and also be able to sell the product that you want, will you actually go anywhere unless you become viral? Because you can't depend on virality to just make yourself the best in the area or the business. So I totally understand what you mean. And Pablo, when you said that you're focusing on industrial companies, is there a reason for that, or has it been just organically that you've entered that area?
yeah. I would tell you that I started my business in Mexico, and what you have to understand is that every market in the world is very different. Uh, and the local component in global markets is still very relevant. So there's no one size fits all marketing strategy that will work globally. Every market is different. I would say in the Mexican market, agency can serve many industries, and indeed, it is well seen that an agency can serve many industries. And what I've learned through experience is in the US, the market is much more willing to work with experts on niche. So I was in LA 3 weeks ago at a summit that my friend Jordan Ross put together with 120 agency owners. And it's incredible when you talk to other agency owners in the US. It's a very different market uh, and very niche. So you see agencies that are experts in building websites for colleges, and that's all they do. All they do is work for education. You see agencies that work with plumbers, and all they do is serve plumbers.
Yeah.
The agencies and the the field we chose is industrial companies, and we've had really great success taking companies that had a hard time attracting new clients with their marketing, and they were doing great, and they're doing great the old way: expos, cold calling, some LinkedIn outreach, uh, referrals, go doing golf tournaments. And the thing is, the new buyer is a new species called AI, and it's like an alien because it will build its own criteria based on the food that it eats, which is the content available online. So if you look at AI like a virus, it'll eat blog posts, it'll read videos, it'll read your website, it'll read your, and a lot of industrial companies have very little of that food available for AI to consume,
Of
right?
course.
And so what we do is give AI food for it to eat and build an opinion, because the new buyer and the buyer of the future is very sophisticated, and it trusts completely in what ChatGPT, Perplexity, Gemini, or Claude or Manus will tell it is the best option, is the best research,
No, I understand that, because it is true that nowadays you need to be in the, what's it called, like in those little nooks and crannies of the internet, so that when the AI is trying to verify if you're legit or not, if you're a trustworthy company, it needs to be able to find that information and then pull it up to the first AI search, which is the whole new thing now. People want to appear as when they ask ChatGPT, not even Google. That Google is also working via Gemini, so it's like the same thing. But I get what you mean. So you're helping these companies then update themselves to be able to be more relevant via the internet.
Yeah, and then we do everything for them, right? I mean, we help them with their branding, their presentations. We enable them with video, with an amazing website, because I show this to my kid the other day. I said, yeah, you can build a website in Google Slides in 1 hour, but the thing is, will that website connect with your potential buyers? Will AI know how to read it? Because I think there's two currents right now. It's the original intelligence that has a brain and it's real and it has blood flowing through its veins, which is humans. And we have artificial intelligence, which is guiding humans to decide what they want to buy. And I'm a road warrior. I'm traveling 3 out of 4 weeks a month, and I had a really good suitcase, and because I've traveled so much through stairs and everything, the handle broke, right? And so I said, okay, I've had this suitcase for 7 years. Time to get a new suitcase. And so I said, I want a suitcase that'll be resistant, that is like comfortable, that it has lots of bags outside, that I can, carry all this stuff. And so I started researching. And after a while, I said, I'm just going to ask my AI assistant to go and research and, go to Reddit and find out, like, what are the Instagram ones, which is the best. And I don't want those expensive brands. I want something that's like reliable, right? And it's the best suitcase. And so I went out, researched, and it told me, this Instagram bag is very popular, but all the comments say that after a year it's all scratched, right? So it's very beautiful. It's got lots of cases, but the outside case is not strong. And then it came back and it told me, the best suitcase for somebody like you, it's nice, it's elegant, and you can customize it with your name, and it's not in the high price of like the Tumis and Removas. It's called Briggs and Riley. I'd never heard of that brand before. And it is an incredible suitcase. It's made for the road warrior. You can pack everything. It has like compression. It can go big, bag, small. Like it is a road warrior suitcase, right? It is about, like, this is a pure example of where the world is going, right? AI is getting autonomous. Well, it's already autonomous. It can go inside Amazon and find you the best headphones or the best case for your phone, and you could tell it like what you want. You want something slim. You want something.
Of course.
It's taking away the process, and it's gonna take time, because I think people who are using AI autonomously are very few people still. But my point is, marketing is changing forever, right? You watched
No.
the Super Bowl back in February, right?
Yes, of course.
Can you name 10 ads you saw, or have you forgotten? Like, give me the description of 10 ads you saw.
Way to put me on the spot, Pablo. And now I'm worried. I do not remember. I just remember Bad Bunny singing.
We forget. I mean, and they paid millions of dollars, and with
It's
information
true.
overload, it's getting so hard to remember everything, every single, like,
It's right. You're right.
yeah.
You're right. No, and when you're mentioning this, like this process, how you ended up asking the AI, I just feel that humanity, and it's unavoidable, because we love to optimize our processes, but we're gravitating to what makes it easier for us to get the best options that we want. So just asking AI for a brand of a suitcase that you need, or than just maybe not even remembering what you said. And I even talk to my AI like as a personal diary so that when I forget things about myself, I'm like, hey, what did I tell you this day that I did? And it's like, oh, yeah, you told me this. And I'm like, okay, I have a record now of what I do.
So when we talk about the future of consumer marketing and business to business marketing, business to consumer, everything, it is now about so many things. It's about being creative. And I was invited to be a part of my son's school board, and they created a small group of people who are in AI. Like, how do we teach the kids now, like with AI? How do we teach them? Can they use AI? Can they not? And the conclusion right now is we got to teach kids to know what's fake, what's real. There's so many like fake posts, so
Yeah,
many.
like discernment from the
Yeah.
AI slop and what is normal. Okay.
But we also need to teach kids critical thinking. How do they think by themselves? Like, how do they write? Lots of tests are now being performed back in paper when they used to grade them with computers, or back to like
Oh,
show
they
me
have
your.
the kids handwriting again?
Yeah. That's a large trend in education. But
Oh,
on the
okay.
same time, when you listen to Tony Robbins, Reid Hoffman, the Silicon Valley girl, everybody talking about AI, like Dan Martell, the future is people who know how to use AI will be hired against people who are not that proficient with AI. So you also want to teach your kids to be very proficient using AI and having AI do like the heavy lifting and the menial tasks, and then free up your time for the critical thinking and for becoming a leader and an authority. Another very large trend we see in consumer marketing is the voice of the CEO and the voice of executives inside companies voicing out a lot more, speaking out a lot more, giving more interviews, showing the human sides of companies. Because people will connect. If I like you, I want to do business with you, right?
Hmm.
If
No,
I think you
there's
help my.
still that human aspect in the fact that you need to be a relatable person and have a good personality and a nice head on your shoulders that is able to bring something to the conversation. But I
Yeah.
totally agree with what you're mentioning, Pablo, because I had an episode not too long ago where I was talking to a guest, and they also had this realization from a conference that they attended where the conversation was, you will be hired as an individual along with your AI. So people will now bring their AI capabilities with themselves to an interview. And I imagine it just like this. Imagine hypothetically, you have four candidates and you have them all with the same objective using Claude code, let's say, or Claude design. And it has a limited amount of tokens. So who's going to be hired there? The one who does the most efficient prompt and spends less tokens, or the one that needs to write 5 or 6 different prompts to achieve the same objective? And I think that's where the difference will be made.
Token consumption. Yeah.
Exactly. It's like it's now capitalized in that way as well because you need to make sure you're not spending that many tokens, and it's like you're in an arcade, but with something that if you have more money, then you can just use it
Correct.
for your own free will. But if not, you have to make sure you're doing it right.
Yeah. Yeah. And I think that's a great way to put it. But still, there's a lot of fields that will remain untouched by AI. Like, for example, a restaurant, right? Uh, Restaurants, the hospitality, like luxury travel and just any kind of travel, sports events. Like, I don't think we want to go see a golf tournament uh, where robots are competing. I think we want to see Scotty Scheffler and Rory. And there's these robot like competitions, and there's robot fights, and it's fun. It's fun.
Uh,
But it's still a little bit nerdy,
yeah.
but it's picking up really fast. And so, but
But,
still, like,
but
imagine a World Cup where there's no Messi, there's no Ronaldo, there's no
I
like
know that's just
it's robot.
depressing. But
That's
but to your point, since AI is automating everything so much, and now everything can so easily be created by I feel there is this renewal and rebirth of what is analog. So I will appreciate more somebody who makes a watch with their own hands and you have it perfectly tailored to how it should be working versus a watch that was devised by AI, created in an AI assembly line, and it's so easy to make that it just costs you like $50. It gives it a different importance to working with your own hands. And I also feel that the jobs that will last a bit longer and will gain a new value are those of creativity as well. Because I have an AI that makes me songs and it's crazy. But if you make 100 of them, you end up feeling that they all sound the same. So it's that distinction of what makes us human and our ability and taste for curation that will, I believe, may set us apart going forward.
Yeah. I agree. I agree with you. It's just going to be like leadership. Like, I'd have the best restaurant in the world, but if it's hidden in a little town and there's no location and it has no PR and it's like invisible, people are never going to go eat there, even if it's the best meal. But if you have the best restaurant and you put it in New York and you give the chef a celebrity voice and he's like, or like Gordon Ramsay and he has a show on Netflix, people want to go eat to his restaurant in London, right? Bishop's Place, right? And so I think it's still, I also told the council at school, we need to train our kids to speak publicly. That's another massive ability. And you'll see companies coming out and you'll see people asking people to speak out in public more and more as a core ability. You know, how many tokens do you use and how good are your videos on social media? Like how much of a leader are you, right?
Of course. No, and it's that ability, the ability to set yourself apart without needing an AI created image, voice, or whatever. It's like that relatability of being vulnerable and stepping up to actually speak about it and attend questions and be in that spot. I feel that's what's going to have the most value because not everybody does it. And
What?
when somebody can't do something, then they see more value in that than before.
Yeah.
And Pablo, I also wanted to ask, because in the end, this is a podcast from the Global Town Co. But how is your team looking in Ingenia for working with these companies? Like, how big are you guys?
Yeah, we have a team of over 100 people. And we've been in business for 30 years, as I said. And so we
Mm-hmm.
are super excited about working with the clients that we work. We have
Okay.
strong client base in the US and in Mexico. We have some
Okay.
clients in Canada, and we work with clients that are very big, large and enterprise clients, and medium businesses that really want a team of professionals coming in to help them connect with their clients. Whether it's B2C or B2B, we've developed a unique methodology to do this. And we had a beautiful office and we became fully remote after COVID, and it just kind of gave us a new way of work, which is we're this kind of new company that works remotely incredibly well. Our employees have a great quality of life. Uh, we have employees like all over, literally all over the world. That really gave us. It's so cool to work with people that are spread out, and then you get on a meeting and there's people from all over. So that's exciting always.
No, that's nice, and it also helps maintain like the company culture interesting
Yeah.
and diversified because you get different perspectives and opinions from people that have had different upbringing. So I feel that's also
Yeah.
a very added aggregated value to having
Yeah.
a distributed team.
Yeah.
And
This.
Pa- and Paolo, I'm noticing that time flew by in this episode. I did not notice the minutes passed by so fast. But as a final question for you, if anybody here is listening to us and they are interested in what Ingenia does, what you guys provide, and the service you're offering, how could they go about contacting you and seeing if their company and what they offer is a proper fit to what you're doing?
Yeah, that's easy. So they just go to our website at ingenia.com or email me at pablo@ingenia.com, and we'll be sure to help them with their current challenges. That's what we do. First, we need to understand, like, where's your problem? Is it at the top of the funnel? Do you need more leads? Or is it at the bottom of the funnel? Are you not converting enough? But we really we come inside a company, we touch them, and we fully transform them to make them grow.
Amazing, amazing. Now, and after I've heard you speak and your thoughts and how you think about everything that's going on around in the world, I have no doubt that what Ingenia brings to the table is of very much value to any customers that might work with you. So you heard it here first, guys. If you are interested in what Pablo mentioned and you are looking into working with Ingenia, just go to ingenia.com and make sure you hit them up to see if it's a proper fit. But with that said, Pablo, thank you so much, man, for hopping on the show with us, for telling us your story and your insights. It really has been a pleasure.
Likewise, Andres, take care, my friend.
You too, my friend. And to anybody here listening to us as well, we appreciate you coming on these episodes to listen about all the different personalities we're talking to and all the different industries that we're learning about. So with that said, have a good one.